Okay, so we've just used the keyhole method to solve the edge pieces in the middle layer of our cube. Now we're going to use the same keyhole method for solving the edge pieces on top. Okay, and this is what the finished product is going to look like. Okay, again, when you're done, you'll have white edges on top, and it will create this cross or what looks like a plus sign. Okay, this cube has been done correctly. Okay, this one has not. I have the white cross on top, but can you see what's wrong with it? This piece matches the center, green, green. This one does not. Okay, so this cross has not been done correctly. Instead of orange here, of course, I need red there. Okay, so this is what we're going to be doing, getting our four edge pieces on top and in the right location. We're not going to be worried about the corners just yet. Okay, so let's take a look at your cube. Your cube, if you're caught up, should look similar to mine. Okay, what do I mean by that? Well, you should have the yellow side solved, with the exception of that one unsolved corner. Okay, you should also have the second layer of your cube solved all the way around, with the exception of one edge piece. Okay, and before you do anything else, you're going to want to line up these two unsolved pieces. So I'm going to take this unsolved corner and rotate it underneath the unsolved edge. Okay, and this is going to be our starting position always when performing this method. Okay, we want both of these unsolved edges in the front, and we're going to hold the cube just like this, same way we did before. It allows us to see both the left side and the right side of our cube. Okay, now using the keyhole method, we're going to be moving pieces from this edge up top. Okay, the good news is that we're going to be using exactly those same three moves: up, over, down. Absolutely the same as we did to solve the middle layer. Okay, so let me give you an idea what it looks like. Up moves this blue and white piece up top. Over rotates the top. Down brings down a new edge piece. And I just put the blue into position. Okay, let me do another one. Let's move this one up. This is the red one. Okay, I have the choice between bringing it up on the right side or bringing it up on the, I'm sorry, I got my left and right wrong. I think that first one I brought up on the left side. I'm going to bring this one up on the right side. I bring it up, rotate the top, bring down a new piece. Okay, now I have the green piece. Let's say I want to put that one up top. Okay, same three moves. This one I'll do on the left side. Bring it up, rotate the top, bring it back down. Now, I would suggest that you just watch as I do this a couple more times, because it's a little tricky when you're looking at it for the first time. So you're probably better off just putting your cube down and just watching along for a little bit, and then we'll get to more of the hands-on part. Okay, so for right now, I'm just showing you those basic three moves: up, over, and down. Common mistake that people make is that if they bring up the right side, or I should say, if you bring up, let's say, the right side, okay, notice what that does to the bottom, right? It messes up that yellow as we saw in the last video, okay? But it's okay as long as you bring that side back down. The mistake that people often make is they'll bring up, let's say, the right side, rotate the top, and then bring down the left side. And notice what that does to the bottom, okay? So it's just going to be very important to remember what side you brought up. If you bring up right, you have to bring right down. If you bring up the left side, then you're going to have to bring down the left side, okay? How are you going to know which piece to bring up? I mean, which side to bring up? Do you want to bring up the right, or the left, or the right side? Well, it's going to depend on the orientation of this white sticker, okay? So my objective is to get all four white pieces on top, right? Right now I have two. I need to bring this blue one up top. Okay, well, how would I bring it up? Would I bring it up on the left, or would I bring it up on the right? Well, as you can see, I need to bring it up on the right side, because I need this white sticker on top, like that. If I bring it up on the left side, I'm going to have this blue sticker up top. That doesn't do me any good. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Those are your same three moves, doing it on the left side or on the right side. Let me just do a little scramble here, because very often you'll have a situation like this where you won't have any white on top. So let's start with that. Okay, let's say this is what my cube looked like. Again, just a reminder, these two edges always have to stay on top of each other. They're unsolved, and I know that that makes the rest of the cube look a little strange. These two layers are probably not going to match. So this color, the blues here don't match the oranges, the reds don't match the blues. Don't worry about it. Okay, it's still solved, right? It's just not lined up properly. Okay, so for now, both edges, the two unsolved pieces in the front, and now we're going to move our first piece up to the top. Again, I would suggest just watching as I do this once or twice, and then you can play around with your own cube. So again, because the white sticker is here, I'm going to bring up the right side. So I bring up that white edge, rotate the top, bring down a new piece. Now, let's take a look at what we have. I have green up on top, okay? You may be inclined to do this. Take this green edge and move it over to the green side so that it's solved. You can do that if you want, although it's really not necessary, because we're not going to be moving pieces in based on where these center pieces are located. We're going to be moving pieces up top depending on whether they belong across from a solved piece or next to a solved piece. And that probably made no sense at all, so let me say that again. Let's take a look at this next piece. I have green on top, right? My first piece is in, green. I need to bring this red piece up, okay? Where am I going to put the red? Well, I have three choices, right? I have this piece, this piece, this piece. I can put it in any of those three locations. Well, the one place I know I'm not going to put it is here, because that's across from green. And I know that green needs to be across from blue, okay? So I'm definitely not going to put this white sticker where this orange one is, okay? I'm going to put this white sticker where either this blue one is or this green one is. And it actually doesn't matter, okay? So for now, I'll just put it here where this blue one is, okay? So now I'm using the left side to move this white sticker up top where the blue is. And notice how they're lined up. The white is under the blue. I bring it up, rotate the top, bring down a new piece. In this case, it brought down the orange piece. Let's take another look up top. What did we do? Well, we've got the red and the green pieces. Notice how they're not lined up, okay? And like I said, it doesn't matter. We're not concerned about these center pieces right now. We're only concerned about putting these four edges across from where they belong, okay? So when I say across from where they belong, this is an example of what I'm talking about. My next piece to solve is this orange one. Where does orange belong? Well, it belongs across from red, okay? So I need to put this white sticker across from red, which means it's going to go where this green sticker is, okay? How am I going to do that? How am I going to move this white sticker where this green sticker is? Well, I'm going to have to move this green sticker over here by rotating the top of the cube twice. Now I'm lined up. Now when I bring up this white and orange piece, notice where it puts it, directly across from the red, which is exactly where it belongs. Let me bring that back. So again, this piece was on this side, okay, and I moved it over to the other side. Now it's lined up. Now I can replace this piece, which doesn't belong here, with this piece, which does belong there. I bring it up, rotate my top, bring down a new piece. What did I bring down? Well, I brought down the blue piece. Now, if you think about it, we've just solved 3 of the 4 edges, okay? So 3 down, 1 more to go, okay? Unfortunately, this last one is where it gets a little bit tricky, okay? And the best advice that I can probably give you once you start working with this on your own is to just take some time doing those 3 moves, the up, over, and down, and just play around with it and move some pieces from this location up to the top, bring down a new piece. Do it on the left side, do it on the right side. Okay? And just get comfortable with the 3 moves. Just remember that if you bring up the right side, you have to bring back down the right side. And if you bring up the left side, you have to bring down the left side, otherwise you'll mess up your bottom. Okay? So, we've got 3 solved on top, 1 more to go. Once you have 3 in, as I do here, I want you to line up the two edges that are across from each other. Okay, so this white sticker is across from this white sticker. I want you to solve those 2 pieces by just rotating the top. Notice how it's solved now. Orange, orange, and if I look at the other side, red, red. These 2 pieces are good. Now, I want to take a look at this 3rd edge. In this situation, as you can see, it is not solved. I need blue here and I have green here. Okay? There's only 2 situations. There's only 2 possibilities. This piece is either going to be green for me or it's going to be blue, meaning it's going to be solved or not solved. That's it. Okay? So, again, I lined up those 2 edges across from each other, making sure that they are solved. And then I just look at this 3rd piece and ask the question, is it solved or not? No, this one is not solved. And that's actually good because this scenario is a little easier than the next one that I'm going to show you. So, this one, if you think about it, I've got green here, but I need blue. Where is that blue and white piece? Well, if you remember, it's in the middle layer, right? There's really no other place where it could be right now. It's going to be in the middle layer, but it doesn't need to be here, it needs to be up top. I need to move this blue and white piece where this green piece is right now. How am I going to do that? Well, I need to put, another way of saying it is I need to put this white sticker, which is the white and blue, where this white sticker is, because that's the white and green. Or I need to replace this white sticker with this white sticker. How do I do that? Well, if I bring up this piece right now, notice what it does. It's going to push this orange piece out of the way, right? It's going to replace this white sticker with this white sticker. I don't want that, right? I want to replace this white sticker for this one. So I have to rotate the top of my cube. I bring the green over so that it's closer to the blue. Now when I bring the blue up, it takes the place of that green piece. Again, this white sticker taking the place of this white sticker. Notice how they have to be lined up. This one that I want has to be lined up with the one that I don't want. So I bring up the left side, and if you think about it, I've now just solved this blue piece. I know it's not above the blue center, but again, we said that doesn't matter. The orientation, the location of these 3 pieces is correct. So I've just brought up the blue to solve 3 of the 4. Now, I need to bring back this green piece, okay? And where am I going to put it? Where am I going to put that green piece? Well, green goes across from blue. So I need to rotate my cube all the way around. So that blue is now on the other side. Now when I bring back the green, it puts it across from the blue. Notice I did not hurt the red or the orange sides, right? I wanted to keep those where they were. So let me show that to you again. Okay, I brought up the blue, which pushes the green out of the way. And instead of bringing down another white edge, because I don't want to bring down another white edge because all the white edges now are good, I'm going to bring down this piece, which is actually the piece that belongs here. Okay? Because now I am done. I've just solved the 4 edges, and because these 4 edges are solved, this piece is also going to be solved. And the reason is because it has to be. There's no other place where this edge could go if all the other edges on the cube are solved. Okay? And that's a way you can double check to make sure that you really did the cross correctly. Now, you'll notice the edges aren't lined up. I do need to rotate my top. And now, when I look at my cube, I'll see that I have the cross on top. The fact that I have a white corner here doesn't matter. I'm not interested in that. And I've also got my cross in all the right spots. So orange matches, green matches, red, and blue. Okay? Now, you might be scratching your head thinking that's a little confusing. Notice this unsolved corner is still unsolved, and that's fine. Okay, when you're done getting your cross on top, you will most likely have a cube that looks like this. 4 corners on top that are not solved, and 1 corner on the bottom that is not solved. So a total of 5 solved corners. The rest of the cube is solved. Okay. Let me go ahead and mess up this top a little bit, and I just want to go through and show you a couple other things. Let's say you make a mistake, or let's say you have a situation like this, where you've got 2 pieces on top, but they're not in the right location. So I just put up the blue, right, and it's across from the red. Well, that's no good. I don't want blue across from red. I want blue across from green. Okay, like this green piece right here. So I need to bring up this green piece to put it across from this blue piece. How do I do that? Well, I'm going to rotate the blue around so that I can put the green piece across from the blue piece. Okay, again, the fact that this blue piece right now is matching the center doesn't matter. Okay, I'm not interested in the center pieces like I said. I just need to make sure that this blue piece is opposite where I'm going to put this green piece. So I'm going to bring up the green to replace the red. Notice that puts it across from the blue. But I'm not done. I still have to bring this side back down, right, to fix the yellow. But before I bring it back down, I rotate the top. And that allows me to bring down a new white edge. Okay? And you're always going to be bringing down white edges. Here's a mistake sometimes people will make. They bring down the piece that actually belongs here. Okay? Well, that doesn't do me any good, because if you look at the top of the cube, it leaves me with only 3 edges in. Right? This edge piece is on top, but it's not oriented properly. So that doesn't help me. I don't want to bring down this piece. I want to bring down any white piece that has not been solved correctly. Okay? So I've got 3 edges in right now. If you remember what we did before, once you have 3 edges in, line up the 2 that are across from each other so that they are solved. Green with green, blue with blue. Those 2 are solved. Now we look at this 3rd piece. And just like before, this 3rd piece right now is not solved. Okay, I've already shown you this, so let me show you the other situation. The other situation is where all 3 edges are solved. And it's going to look like this. And actually my colors are going to be a little bit different right now, but that's okay. So again, same starting position as always. The 2 unsolved edges in the front. Hold the cube like this. Now I look on top. I've got 3 solved edges on top. I line up the 2 that are solved. In this case, I have red and orange across from each other. They're both solved. Now I look at my 3rd piece and I ask myself, is it solved or is it not solved? Okay, we've already seen the example of it being not solved, and I showed you how to solve that. This is the situation where it is solved. This green does belong there. Okay, unfortunately, this actually makes for a harder situation for us. Okay, in order to get this blue up top, it's not just as simple as putting it there. So like, you might think, well, blue goes across from green, right? So just move the green over and bring up the blue. All 4 are up top, right? Rotate the top of my cube. Check it out. All 4 are solved, right? Yeah, but I made a mistake. Notice I brought up a side without bringing a side back down, and I can't do that. I always have to do those same 3 moves, always and forever. Up, over, down. This time all I did was go up, right? I always have to bring the side back down to fix the bottom. So how am I going to do that? How am I going to get this 4th edge up top if I can't just put it there like that? Well, unfortunately, we're actually going to have to now change the location of all 3 of these edge pieces. Okay? It's not quite as hard as it sounds, but it's a little tricky, so I'm going to go over it slowly. If I can't put this red piece right there like that to solve it, then what I need to do is move all 3 of these pieces. This green and blue piece are across from each other. Okay? In order to solve the cube from this position, I'm going to have to move them here. Okay, change their location. They're still going to be across from each other, but one's going to go here and the other one's going to go here. Which also tells me that this orange piece is going to have to move. Okay, this orange piece is either going to need to go here or here. So, here's how we do it. If you think about it, if this green piece doesn't belong here, and when I say belong here, notice how right now it's above the centerpiece where it belongs. We don't need to worry about that, okay? We just need to move it out from where it is. So if I don't want this green here, then I can put this red piece here, because red and green do not go across from each other. So all I did was just rotate my top over. So then now I can move this green piece out of here and put the red piece in. So bring up the red, rotate my top, bring the green back down. And let's look at what I just did there. I moved two pieces if you think about it. I put in the red and I put in the green. Let me show that to you one more time. Okay, so the green doesn't belong here, right? I have to change its location. So I'm going to put the red in place of it. I have to bring down a piece, so I'm going to bring down this orange piece. I rotate it over, and when I bring down the orange, it's also going to bring back the green piece. Okay? Notice it didn't put the green across from the red, it put the green next to the red, because those colors do not go together. They should not be opposite. They should be next to each other. Now what do I have? Well, now I have an orange piece that I need to solve. Where does orange go? Well, orange goes across from red, which means I need to put this orange piece right now where this blue piece is, right? Because blue goes across from red. Easy enough. I can just bring up this orange piece like that. Oh, or maybe not. Do you see the problem? I put the orange in place across from red, but it's not oriented correctly. And get familiar seeing this, because this is a mistake that you will make fairly often. Okay? You'll bring up the right piece, but it won't be oriented right. I need this white sticker here and the orange sticker there. So how do I do that? Well, instead of bringing this piece up on the left side, I need to bring it up on the right side. Okay? But I can't bring it up yet, because if I bring it up on the right side, it's going to move this green out of the way. And we just said that that green piece is good now. Okay? So I don't want to move the green out of the way. I need to put this piece where the blue is. So I rotate the blue over, and now I can move the blue out of the way and put this orange where it belongs. This orange belongs across from the red. So I know I'll be doing it correctly. So if you're still with me, we put in two edges. Now we're going to get ready to put in the third piece. And when we put in this third piece, we're also going to put in the fourth. We're going to do edges 3 and 4 at the same time. Here's what I mean. This orange goes where this blue is. I bring up the orange. Notice it's solved because it's across from the red. Now what do I have to do? Well, I brought a piece up, I still have to do over and down. Okay? Over is going to be bringing over what piece? Well, it's going to be bringing over this red and green piece. Okay? Because that's the piece that needs to go here when it's solved. And I just put in 3. When I bring back this blue piece now, it's going to be solved. I brought the blue and I put it across from the green. Again, it solved this edge piece because it has to solve that edge piece. Once the top is done, then this edge piece will be solved also. And there you have it. The rather long, complicated explanation for solving the edge pieces in the top layer to get the cross on top. It's going to be a little tricky at first, and you are going to make mistakes. So just take your time with it, get a feel for it. Move pieces to the top doing this. Up, over, down. Up, over, down. Up, over, down. And just get comfortable moving pieces to the top. Just remember to keep these two lined up. As long as you keep these two lined up, and as long as you bring down the same side that you turn up, right? If you bring up right, you got to bring right down. You bring up the left side, you have to bring the left down. Just just play around with it, get comfortable doing this over and over, okay? And then you'll get comfortable putting the pieces where they belong. So I'll do another one real quick for you. Blue goes across from green. I've got green on top, I bring up blue. I rotate the top, I bring down a new white piece. I bring down white because I want to put it up top. Where's this white piece going to go? Well, it's going to go either here or here. I don't want to put it in either of these two spots because they're already done, green and blue. So, where am I going to put it? Here or here? Well, I'm going to put it where this red and green piece is because that will allow me to bring down this red piece to solve. So, I line up this piece with the one that it's going to replace. I bring it up. Rotate the top, in this case twice, so I can bring down the red. I've got 3 done on top. I line up the 2 that are solved and I look and I say, okay, does it match or does it not match? In this case it does match. Okay? So I do the same situation, I have the same situation as before. I have to move all 3 of these edge pieces. Let me show it to you again. This red piece can go where this green piece is, or it can go where this blue piece is. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to bring up the blue, or bring up the red, rotate my top, bring down this orange piece. Now I need to put this orange piece where this red piece is. Well, how do I do that? Well, across from red is what? Green. So I need to put the orange where the green is. I bring up the orange. That gives me 3 solved edges. And after rotating my top, I'm going to bring back my 4th edge piece, and that is going to be solved. Okay? I've done all 4 edges. This edge is solved. It has to be. And now I just line up the top. Okay? So you might want to watch this video more than once to get real comfortable with the cross on top. But that's the keyhole method for solving your edges on top. Good luck with that. And we will start working on our corner pieces next.